Elizabeth Taylor was born in London on February 27, 1932, and her life seemed destined for the spotlight from the beginning. She was the daughter of wealthy American art dealers who were connected with British high society. By age 3, she was already a remarkable dancer, even performing for Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret. Her mother, a former actress, was well connected, and the family's move to Los Angeles in 1939, prompted by the looming war, solidified her path toward Hollywood. At just 7 years old, her life was transformed. A friend suggested she take a screen test, and her career began. At age 10, Taylor landed her first role in theirs, One Born Every Minute, 1942. However, Universal Pictures dropped her after just one film, believing she was too mature for a child actress. This turned out to be a major misstep, as MGM quickly signed her in 1943. Her breakthrough role came at age 12 in National Velvet, 1944, where she played a girl who rides a horse in the Grand National. The film was a smash hit, and it earned her a new contract at a weekly salary of $750, substantial amount for a child in the 1940s. The role came with a cost, though. She fell off her horse during filming and suffered a back injury that plagued her for the rest of her life. By 18, Taylor was already a star, but her personal life was not her own. MGM arranged her first marriage to hotel heir Conrad Nicky Hilton Jr. The studio even bought her wedding dress, intent on preserving her marketable image. The marriage was a disaster, lasting only 8 months due to Hilton's heavy drinking and abuse. In one instance, he kicked her so hard she lost their baby. The divorce showed the extent of studio control over its stars. When MGM became furious about the divorce, they punished her by forcing her into a cheap romantic comedy, Love is Better Than Ever, 1952, a clear message that defying the studio had consequences. In 1952, Taylor's career took a dramatic turn with the film Ivanhoe, which was a massive international success, earning over $11 million worldwide and becoming MGM's top earner that year. Her star power was now undeniable. Despite her growing fame, she was still financially insecure. She signed a new 7-year contract with MGM for $4,700 a week, a deal that brought stability but also gave the studio even more control. Taylor's life was also marked by deep personal devotion. A powerful example of this was her friendship with actor Montgomery Clift. On May 12, 1956, Clift crashed his car just a few hundred yards from her home. Taylor, barefoot, rushed to the scene and saved his life by clearing his throat of shattered teeth and bone fragments. Clift's face was disfigured forever and his career suffered, but Taylor's loyalty never wavered. When a studio refused to cast him in suddenly, last summer 1959, she gave them an ultimatum and even offered her entire $500,000 salary as insurance. The film was a success, and her bold move cemented her reputation for fierce loyalty. Her love life was equally tumultuous. In 1957, she married producer Mike Todd, a union she later described as the happiest time of her life. They had a daughter, Liza, but their joy was short-lived. Todd died in a plane crash in 1958, leaving Taylor a widow at 26. In her grief, she turned to Todd's best friend, singer Eddie Fisher, who was married to actress Debbie Reynolds at the time. This affair made her the most hated woman in America by the media, which branded her a homewrecker. The marriage to Fisher was brief and volatile, with Taylor admitting she only married him as a crutch for her grief. Their relationship was so toxic that Fisher once threatened her with a gun, pointing it at her head as she slept. In 1961, Taylor won her first Oscar for Butterfield 8, a film she hated and took only to fulfill her MGM contract. She felt the award was given out of sympathy, as she had nearly died from pneumonia that same year. However, her star was about to reach new heights. The 1963 film Cleopatra became a Hollywood earthquake, with a budget that ballooned to $44 million over $426 million today. It was the most expensive film ever made and nearly bankrupted. 20th Century Fox The chaos on set was matched only by the scandalous romance that ignited between Taylor and her married co-star, Richard Burton. Their affair became a global sensation, with the Vatican even condemning her for erotic vagrancy. Their private passion became bigger than the film itself. The scandal marked a turning point in how the press covered celebrities' private lives. The duo later married in 1964 and became one of the most talked-about couples of their time. Their fiery, passionate relationship was a whirlwind of love and brutal fights, fueled by alcohol and jealousy, leading to a divorce in 1974, a brief remarriage in 1975, and a second divorce in 1976. For Cleopatra, Taylor broke Hollywood's pay rules. She became the first actor, male or female, to earn $1 million for a single film, a deal she famously negotiated from her bathtub. Thanks to production delays, she ended up earning nearly $7 million and a share of the profits, a precedent that changed actor compensation forever. Taylor's career reached a new peak in 1966 with Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, a film where she gained 30 pounds and transformed her famously beautiful image to play a bitter, frumpy character. The role earned her a second Best Actress Oscar and proved her willingness to sacrifice for her art as her career continued. Her life was still riddled with struggles. She battled addiction to pills and alcohol, a dependency that she later said was rooted in shyness. In 1983, after an intervention from her family and friends, she checked herself into the Betty Ford Center. It was there that she found sobriety and a new purpose. Her most significant legacy beyond film was her tireless work as an AIDS activist. The death of her close friend, actor Rock Hudson, from the disease in 1985 was a turning point. Taylor co-founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research (AMFR) in 1985 and the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation in 1991, while many celebrities stayed silent out of fear. She used her immense fame to raise money, challenge prejudice, and lobby for change. She helped raise hundreds of millions of dollars, visited patients, and fought for policy reform, risking her reputation to become a pioneering figure in celebrity activism. Taylor was also a shrewd businesswoman, her perfume line particularly. White Diamonds 1991 was a massive success, earning over $1.5 billion by 2018. It made her far wealthier than her acting career ever had. And to this day, a portion of the sales goes to her AIDS Foundation. Elizabeth Taylor died on March 23, 2011, at the age of 79. She was a woman of immense talent, passion, and resilience, a fighter who was not afraid of controversy and who, despite her own struggles, dedicated her life to helping others. As she once said, "I am a survivor, a living example of what people can go through and survive."